Hello, welcome back to F1TV versus Team Empire in this best of 3 series in the Beyond the Summit Summer Cup to earn their place in the Summit tournament coming up just before TI. And yeah, both teams obviously wanting to look for this. Both teams looking to prove themselves. One due to a new lineup and one due to a disappointing result in the TI Open qualifiers. And well, my Farah, what's going on with this draft so far? I don't know what I'm seeing.
There's some gravestones have been dug up, and there's some heroes that have come back from the dead. We get a first pick Wind Ranger from Empire, we haven't seen that yet this series, which is going to be pretty good. And then Empire tried their hardest to lose last game with the Crystal Maiden pick, but LeftOneTV say hold my beer. We're going to try even harder. We're going to pick Tiny and try and win with this. So I'm interested to see how the Tiny gets played this game. Since the recent patch, I personally think he could be played as a carry, maybe, but I don't think he can be played as an offlaner. So not too convinced by this Tiny pick, but we'll see how it goes. Team Empire respond with the Magnus pick, which is a dual offlane we see quite a lot between the Wind Ranger and the Magnus at the moment. You take the Empower at level 1, stick it on the Wind Ranger, and this low base attack time that the Wind Ranger has makes the Empower pretty valuable. I like the Bane ban by Team Empire as well, to stop the Bane arrow combo. And the Ogre ban's pretty good as well. I think if they were going to play this Tiny as a carry, I think Ogre's one of those heroes that would have enabled the Tiny a lot better. Yeah,
that's a good point. You know, if you play in these kind of weird carries, having that kind of carry enabler, as you say, does help it a more smooth transition. Any hero can be a carry with an Ogre in the game. Bloodlust, right?
Yeah, and Ogre would have been one of the only supports that could have stood up against this Wind Ranger Magnus lane, I think, with the 8 armor he has. So difficult for the Wind Ranger to try and trade hits with the Ogre early on.
Yeah,
not as easy as most support heroes.
No, say that again. Well,
I just want to say I also love that LOTV banned out PL in the first phase. A lot of PL picks at the moment, when you have this first pick, you pick something like Wind Ranger or like a Marana or something, and then when the enemy picks their first 2 heroes, you kind of have that pick just before the second banning phase where you can pick something that you can ban out heroes for that's pretty good. So I feel like Empire would have had the potential to pick up the PL then. So LeftOneTV just ban it out in the first phase instead. It was very difficult for them last game to deal with.
Yeah, but then again, when you're playing a Tiny, you know, PL's kind of... Well, I guess it means that Tiny struggles to find the real PL. So in that sense, it's pretty good. But then, you know, Tiny's got a lot of AoE, so he can just smash down the creep wave and the PL illusions and get the real PL in there with him.
Wow.
Pick a Shaman. Really pilling out the dead heroes.
Yeah, this hero got a buff with the Serpent Wards. They do 50 damage now at level 1 instead of 40, I think it was. 100% sure on that, but it's something like that. I would say because the lifesteal has been banned out, it probably indicates it's going to be a Tiny carry. Tiny offlane, sorry.
Okay.
That would be my guess.
Gotcha.
Not sure though. They could play this Murano as a position 4 now as well. If they've got the Shadow Shaman as their 5, you can shackle into Arrow. It's a pretty good combo, but it's still pretty open with the Murano pick and the Tiny pick as well.
There's a Luna.
See, that's interesting because with the Empower, you would have assumed they would have gone for a melee carry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Luna does have good base damage, so the Empower does. You know, she has the glaives to work with anyway, so it's not too much of an issue when she has high base damage as it is.
Yeah, it works with the RP, and Luna's got fantastic, you know, as you say, with the glaives. Works really well for just nuking everybody down, and once they've been RP'd, you know, that and a power shot and everyone's just going to die.
Yeah. Lots of burst damage coming out from Empire at the moment. Snark's not too surprising. Very good against the Wind Ranger. Can't win run away from the pounce. You can't skewer away from the pounce either. Yep. I'm pretty sure. And the night vision is very good against the Luna as well. So you just want to make sure you match up that night vision because Luna has it as well. Just to make sure you don't get caught with your pants down. And it's also a very good core against the Luna as well. Obviously, if you get on top of her, you start stealing those stats away. You have the Shadow Dance to be able to stop the Luna from dealing any damage to you too. And there's the two lockdown spells coming out at the moment from Empire can both be dark pacted relatively easy if you have good reaction times. So
yeah, that's true. How are Empire laning this? Is there Wind Ranger in the 4 position?
I imagine it's going to be a Wind Ranger 4 with the Magus of 3.
Yeah.
But again, it's still open. These could be their 3 cores. I'd be very surprised if Empire didn't pick their position 5 now, though. There's not many position 5s that are viable. Bane's been banned out. Ogre's banned out.
Oh, I was going to say Disruptor, but the Lion's nice as well because you got that Hex, which obviously the Slark can't Dark Pact anymore.
They need some good, reliable lockdown, and the burst damage is very good as well against the Slark.
Yeah, I like the Lion pick here.
Again,
so...
I feel like it's probably going to be a mid position 4 win range, so they're still looking for their mid hero.
I think LeftOneTV ban out the Void here, though. I think Void's really good versus both the Mirana and the Slark, and with an Empower, it could be super dangerous. Like you can honestly put the Luna mid and put the Void in the safe lane. I think it's just like
you could. I think they're going to ban out Luna though. Be my guess. They need something that can just roam around. I feel like the Shamans will pick off early on. The Slark, even the Slarks will pick off early on.
That's true. That's true.
And it has to lane up against a possible Mirana as well, which I think Lena does. Okay, they ban out Storm. Storm would have been pretty difficult for them to deal with because they only really have the Shaman, and Shaman doesn't really want to get in the middle of the fights to hex up the Storm.
I mean, Tiny's pretty decent against Storm. He's got.
It's okay.
I
feel like at the moment, if Team Empire pick another BKB core, I don't think they should be worried about anything.
Really? I still think that LeftOneTV will have the damage if they stack BKBs because you've got a Slark and you've got a Tiny.
I just think if the Luna +1 pops a BKB, I don't see what those 4 LOTV heroes do.
Toss penetrate BKB?
I just like they don't do physical damage. Like the Slark doesn't start off doing a lot of physical damage at the start of the fight. He does later on when he builds up his stacks, but they need to be so careful. Oh, it is Midwood Ranger, and they get Spirit Breaker. Okay. It's a pretty good Spirit Breaker game. There's not a huge amount of damage coming out from LOTV, and with this Spirit Breaker that's charging around in the middle of the fight, you have to deal with him. Otherwise, he's so annoying. And so they're going to have to drop quite a lot of damage onto the Spirit Breaker, which means the 3 cores of Empire are going to be pretty free to do whatever they want.
10 seconds.
Could be a position 4 line with a 5 Spirit Breaker as well. Quite possible.
5 seconds remaining.
Obviously, if you charge the Slark as well, he doesn't get the Shadow Dance regen, which is pretty big.
I mean, I quite like the Wind Ranger versus Slark situation because I know that Wind Ranger can't break the pounce, but the fact that he's not hitting her inside of that pounce duration is really important in the later game for Slark because he doesn't get those essence shift stacks, which is what he really needs. Now here's an interesting pick as LeftOneTV pick up the Zeus, which is immediately picked up by Stormstormer.
Does increase their high ground defense, which they'll definitely need this game because they're going to be stuck in their base after.
Wow. Okay, someone's not very optimistic.
They need some way of holding the high ground against the Luna, though. Like you don't really just want to drop Shaman wards for nothing, and it's going to be a position 4 Tiny. I'm not convinced about this. I think if the way that Spirit Breaker it is position 5 Spirit Breaker. Okay, I was going to say the way the Spirit Breaker matches up against the Tiny, the Spirit Breaker is not afraid of trading. He has such high armor. And
it's going to be Eskil on the Mirana, Wagamama on the Slark, so carry Slark, mid Zeus, offlane Mirana, and Tiny's going to be on the 4 position. That doesn't surprise me actually, because Cube is known for playing the support Tiny back in the day when Tiny was a meta hero and we saw him every match. So yeah, no surprises there to see him going back to that pickup.
I don't really see what the Tiny gets done here though. So he's probably going to lane with the Mirana and be that meat shield. For a while the Mirana hits in the background. But
look at the setups that Tiny can get though, like with an avalanche or even a toss you can set up for a Mirana arrow. You can toss them back to the Shadow Shaman for a shackles or into the Slark for a pounce, and just any kind of lockdown for a roaming hero is likely to get Zeus a kill in the middle lane.
At the same time though, it's an easy Spirit Breaker kill if he just charges the Zeus. I feel like if the Zeus isn't a mobile hero and he really needs a defensive item to be able to deal with that Spirit Breaker, so if the Spirit Breaker and just charge onto him in the middle of the fight, obviously it can be cancelled out by the lightning bolt from the Zeus, but if they get on top of the Zeus early on, which they have the potential to with the Wind Ranger, the Lion, the Spirit Breaker, even the Magnus as well when he gets his blink.
Yeah.
It's a rough Zeus game.
Well, Hobbity unfortunately having a bit of a computer crash, but looks like LOTV are ready to go as they're running out of their base already in this 3rd and final matchup, Empire versus LOTV. And Empire, they're going to be pretty happy about the way the day has gone already. The fact they're able to take a game off from LOTV team which has been around for quite a while. They should be proud of that.
Yeah, I feel like Empire should be. They'll be kicking themselves that they dropped a game to LOTV though. The Empire are going to be. These players are going to be thinking, we are the better team here. They should feel confident. Because on paper they do have the better players.
True, but it always takes a bit of time to find that synergy, and
Yeah, it does. I think we saw that in game 1 though. Finding their feet a bit.
As Leskill chases his tail, both in game and out. Looks like they're gonna go 5 men up to top. Yep.
Yeah, they really want to find a kill.
Yeah, their level 1 is pretty fantastic actually.
I'm not sure who they lead with though, because Tiny isn't a particularly fast hero, and Shaman isn't either. So somebody's going to have to be very out of position here to get caught.
You just go for the toss and the shackles.
Yeah, I think that's the play, but I'm not sold it's going to work.
No one around. Empire, they are suspicious, and there's no one showing at bottom, there's no one showing at mid, so it's going to be Chappie hanging right behind this tower.
I don't know what this deep ward is either. I think they possibly think the Spirit Breaker is going to be top, and they want to see the charge rotation.
Yeah.
It's not. He's not going to be starting there.
Things are out. They know Chappie's up there. They'll be happy enough with that. And this Mirana. I think Eskill's pinging himself. He was able to make his Mirana completely stationary by turning at the right time. I've done that before.
I'm not sure why Eskill's taken arrow already on Mirana. You just hold that skill point just in case you need the leap.
You're gonna get dank arrows, man. That's the only reason you play Mirana.
I expect to see a big 360 arrow this game as well, where he just, does the taunt, where he goes around in a circle and then throws the arrow.
I mean, definitely. That's why they added the taunt. They added the taunt just so people do 360 arrows.
Oh, Slark.
They're coming in onto Wagga here. Wagga has held the points, so he can just get back under his tower and TP across to the tier 1.
Yeah, he's going to have to TP as
Yumi
well.
will charge him. If Wagga TPs, Yumi will charge him.
No!
Like, come on, dude.
Can't
Get
make
it together, Wagamama. Get it together. It's that little something in the air.
Oh, Spirit Breaker is starting top. Okay, so they did match the Spirit Breaker up against the Tiny.
And he's going to come to lane with Empower and Lunar Blessing. So currently hitting. Look at that! He's hitting so hard. Get away, Cube. Don't go near him. Okay, the Empower's now going to run out. So, whew. He still hits hard, but nowhere near as crazy with without the Empower.
Yeah, I like that the Spirit Breaker went for a stout shield as well. I talked about last game how Keep should have gone for it on the Tusk. He's actually started with a Wind Ace again on the Tiny. Very greedy, but if he gets away with it, then it's okay. What was that toss? Did you see? I think he tried to toss back the Luna, but unfortunately tossed back a melee creep instead.
Okay, well, sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss.
It happens. Oh, bot lane, Hoverty,
they're going
on the Shaman.
Hoverty, can they get one more hit? They certainly can. Wagga a bit too late with the pounce there. We'll take a couple of chunks out of Afterlife, but not a good lane so far at bottom.
I feel like that kill only happens when you get out of position on the Shaman. But top lane as well. Mirana.
Oh, the bash is out.
She has no
bash
leap
again. Mirana just can't get out of this one, and with no leap, it is going to be a death.
Eskill's level 2. Why does he have Starfall Arrow?
We're not going to talk about the double bash.
Yeah, but even so, where's the leap?
Gotta get damage, dude. Dank arrows and big damage. That's what we're about.
I mean, last time you casted Blizzard, I heard you were very nice to Eskill. So I'm doing the opposite. I'm just going to flame him.
Yeah, we were lovely to Eskill. I mean, we called him like the king of feeding, but not for the reasons people think. It's because every time the guy dies, he's achieving more than his death.
Well, right, okay.
No, he's a very calculated
He doesn't have leap again top lane. He might be just in trouble if he gets a bash.
Eskill trying to get away. Meanwhile, but he's getting chased down. Eskill's gonna survive, but the Shadow Shaman is not. Goes to the final shackle.
The Impale sent the Shaman up in the air, but meant the Mag could get the last hit because the damage doesn't do it to come back down again.
Very big.
Oh, Yume, top lane, the Spirit Breaker.
Yep,
there's a haste rune
down. The haste rune on Cube going to help out with this one. The toss is available, but I imagine they want to give it to Eskill, and he just eats the trees. Nice little play there on the Mirana.
Yeah, the reason Shaman's disappeared is because it doesn't work well in dual lanes. Like, it used to be so good because it was very good at zoning out a single hero with the Shackle in the other shot. But it's really not very good when you're in a 2v2 situation. You kind of want to lock one person down, and when there's a line and a mag that can both cancel the Shackle, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, yeah. Let's look towards mid, as of course Storm are doing quite well on the CS front, but Naive keeping up quite easily, actually.
Oh, it skewered back onto Waga.
Oh, meanwhile up at top, you got the...
Waga's in trouble.
Yeah, Waga... Oh, pounce away, though. Meanwhile at top, full disengage as well, so no one dying anywhere.
Very close, though, to Waga dying. Over to try really hard to pull a single small creep. Unfortunately, doesn't get it.
Bad.
Like, this Slark's doing okay against the mag, but... Oh.
We'll see the Zeus, and I think Storm is in a world of trouble. And there's the bash, there's a charge, and with a power shot, they clean up this Zeus.
I love that Yume left the last hit for the Wind Ranger as well.
Very nice, very nice.
Very valuable play.
Yume's definitely made his daily sacrifices towards the RNG gods this morning. Maybe got a lamb or something and slaughtered it in its name.
Oh, they're going to go on the Zeus again.
Yep.
They're just waiting for him to show.
They even scan him. Know where he is, and Chu's going to come out and completely butchers that spike.
That's a great play by Stormstormer, though. He knows that the supports haven't showed him the side lanes yet, so he has to be careful in that mid lane.
Oh, charge is in onto Cube, gets Eskil as well, but under the tower, Eskil actually jumps forwards here. And now with the avalanche as well, it's a lot of AoE. Can they bring down Yume? Yes, they certainly can. Now the attention turns to Chappie. Chappie has the mana for a Lucent Beam and will be able to take down Cube with it. Biting it for a little bit more, they can chew.
That was interesting by Yume. He just charged into the tower and took about 5 tower hits before he changed it.
So the Spirit Breaker lifestyle, bro. You wouldn't understand.
The prize is mine.
I'm a Spirit Breaker player. I hear it's big.
Like
It's so good. So good with the night vision talent as well at level 10 now.
Here we go, jumping onto this Magnus, but in comes Chu, and that's going to be enough to scare them off. And actually, Wagamam is just unable to get off anything as he gets brought down. Nice stacking of the skills there, not allowing Wagga to get off a single Dark Pact and get himself out of there.
This Empower's doing so much work in this bot lane as well. They're putting so much pressure on Wagamama. And this Slark is their win condition here, it feels like. So if he doesn't have a good start, the Mirana's not really doing anything in this top lane either. Really rough.
Rough indeed.
There's only one leap on the Mirana here. They might go.
Yep, here we go, under tower. Can they get the bash? Oh, they don't need it. They got glaives. Even the south might have to save it. Oh, they found the maybe Naive in the middle lane with a toss, though. The one up from Naive, though, actually means that the Wind Ranger survives.
It's so difficult to kill Naive when he has this Wind Run available.
He gets very low to the Wind Runner from the power shot there.
Imagine if there was a Bloodseeker in this game. He'd be so quick the whole time.
Everybody's dancing around on no health whatsoever as Yume and Cube come into contact with one another. Yume will just charge up the middle lane, and with Chu coming in from behind, the focus fire is out, and Stormstormer is going to get eaten alive, and a bash just to finish it off, because why not?
There's Spirit Breakers everywhere.
Bottom lane, though, they might get the return kill onto Magnus. Yes, they certainly will. Hoverty and Wagga finding something down here. Now that the supports are away. Supports are away, the Wagga will play.
As soon as it's 2 versus 1, this is when the Shaman just comes into his own. Had the 2-point shackles at level 3, and it's a much easier situation for Wagga then. The 3 cores from Empire seem to be pretty happy at the moment, though, I would say.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, bottom lane, they roll forwards, charging in. Morty will hold Chu in place, and with the Zeus ultimate, it's enough to finish him off, but Mag does find the last hit onto Hoverty as Wagga. Trying to deal with damage to Afterlife, but realizes now that it's probably not going to happen.
Oh, he cancels it. I thought he was going to go on Wagga, but he originally charged the Shaman and it changed to a creep. Unfortunate.
It's useful though now that Wagga's got a 6, because the charge will mean that Wagga wouldn't be healing up.
That's true.
There's something. There's something. There's a little summer.
He was under creep vision anyway, though, so...
Yeah, I know, but I mean in the future. I didn't just then. Specifically. God.
Come on, man.
How are you anyway? I feel like we haven't talked about ourselves much. Probably a good thing.
Yeah, people don't care, dude. It's fine.
No, but how are
Chappie
you?
top lane might be in trouble. Hang on.
Oh, okay.
Nobody cares, Myrad!
Well, nobody cares about Chappie either because he's going to survive. And he's got the Eclipse. He just wants to split off someone from the pack.
Dire's
You've
middle
got to
tower
find a way out of this one. Doesn't want to TP
He's so
and then
slow.
get stunned by Q, but Q throws out the stun. Okay, decides to stop in a strange place and will now probably get brought down. Oh, goes for the toss combo. Nearly enough to bring down Chappie, but Chappie, thankfully with the raindrops and the magic wand,
Mid
means that
lane
she
as
does
well,
survive.
Stormstormer.
They're going on to the Zeus, and they will kill the Zeus, in fact.
But this is what I mean. The
Shaman
Spirit
watches on
Breaker
in
just,
horror.
is under
the Spirit Breaker just charges in, and then Zeus is like, oh, okay.
Shaman
Please
at,
don't hurt me.
Shaman at mid though.
What?
A little bit slow off the mark there. They will still get the kill.
That was very close to being very bad.
Yes, but it wasn't, so we'll move
But
on.
it was.
scanning.
Overteam might be in trouble here. Its Invis is about to run out, and Yume looks like he's hunting him.
Not giving up. He knows he's not there anymore, and he's got the charge available. The Horty. Oh, they charge up Storm on the Zeus in order to finish off this kill. You
I
will
just
get
gotta
it
say,
with the Avalanche from the low ground.
I really don't like that Shaman doesn't have a point in Hex against the Spirit Breaker early on. It's 70 mana at level 1 now. They did buff it in one of the recent patches, and it went from 110 mana to 70 mana. Like, there's no reason not to get a value point when you're against the Spirit Breaker.
Man. Also, Wagger maxing out the passive Essence Shift down at bottom.
Oh, wow.
Not something we're used to seeing. Obviously, Dark Pack scales so ridiculously well. And now they're just going to RP him and throw him back and Hex him and then Ground Spike him and Shockwave him and kill him.
Tower is under attack.
Like, this max Dark Pack really helps his laning, but it doesn't help his jungling afterwards. Like, he's going to have to get to,
Dark Pack?
probably... Yeah.
Dark Pack's a fantastic jungling spell.
Yeah, no, but he's maxed out Essence Shift. This is what I'm saying.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
So
yeah.
like
No,
when
I agree.
he can't just like go back to the jungle and farm the lane and the jungle at the same time because he has 1 point in dark.
Yeah.
Bottom tower
I mean, unless he just wants to be pushing towers all day, but
Like it's
even
okay.
then,
It's
Dark
just
Pack
not...
still just seems better. I don't understand personally, but I am but a simple man.
Skill does TP down here, but if they don't get anything here on LOTV, this is super bad for them because they've rotated 4 people down here.
Yeah, and the Empire just gone. What vision do they
Radiant's
have?
bottom tower
They've only got
you may-
just vision around this rune, and
Don't
yeah.
worry. Yume says, "I'll give you something. It's fine."
What a guy. What a guy, making sure that the enemy team doesn't get too dejected. Keeping the fight in them, you know? And Yubei pings it afterwards as well. Guys, they're here! And a big circle around them as well. I don't know.
Keep went Tranquil's on this tiny as well.
You're gonna find Naive is able to get the shackles off just about, but in
Oh,
comes the
tank!
Magnus! Doesn't quite manage it though.
He tanks the arrow.
Oh,
That's so
what a
big.
shackle! Double jump away from Eskil might just save his life. Slark, on the other hand, he's still got the ultimate available, so it doesn't look like Wagger's actually going to survive this one. Sorry,
There is a
doesn't
charge
look like
coming
they'll be
in.
able to kill. Yeah,
There's a
Wagger.
charge coming in on the Shaman.
Yep, keep getting hexed up as well. Shaman, well, he takes a fall. It's okay.
Like if he had a point in Hex, though, he could have cancelled the charge. But
Yep.
Dire's middle
Well, Tiny
tower
could have
is
cancelled it
under
as well, but he
attack.
got stunned up by the Shaman, which is by the Lion, which is pretty good. Now under Moonlight Shadow, they're looking at going for Yume, perhaps. Oh, Naive going for the TP out, and the cube is there with the what a shackle. What was the angle on that shackle? As in comes Afterlife as well. Wagamama popping the ultimate, but they just use the other RP, which is now off cooldown, and just hit some creeps, fire off some power shots, and get the kill onto the slug.
Naive almost goes down to the Zeus ult, but just got out in time. And
It's
Again,
very, very
just-
fortunate.
so many rotations down here. But LOTV just not getting the kills they want.
Well, Shaman just waiting in the tree line. Arrow comes through. Nice combination there with the arrow, but Afterlife's on the other side, and he's just going to fire right through. But if they get the kill on Chappie, it'll be more than worth it. But she pops a 1. It takes a lot. So they finally bring down that Luna. Afterlife and Chew on the run now. Keeping
Luckily
chase.
I was going to say they stacked their stuns, but luckily the arrow came out because the shackles did get cancelled. Otherwise, Chappie would have just walked away. And there is a finger on the line now, which is pretty scary for anyone on LOTV.
Where's the slug
Radiant's
now?
middle tower
Okay, he's gone top. Okay, he's now got 3 points into Dark Pack, so... I guess
You
Essence Shift
definitely
is okay.
maxed it out second. Like
Oh,
you
yeah,
have to.
pounces.
Like the cooldown scaling's nice, but if you have to be able to have the dark pack to farm either your first skill or your second skill.
Uh-oh. Rana's dead. Oh, no. Nice leap. It's being charged, however.
It's charged.
And Lucent Beam will get it. Just gives the sight.
die with
And it's
I
on
love-
time, so Luna's got the sight anyway, but yeah.
I love that they're just grouping up as 4 down in this bot lane, just pressuring the tower so much. They really want to take over this area of the map.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, they'll go on to the Magnus here with the Dark Pact as well. It's going to take a lot to bring him down, though. He's got this Hood of Defiance. But eventually, with the 3 of them around, they will do it. And Afterlife's 3 times killing streak goes to the way of the Shaman.
They get a tower, though. It's not the end of the world.
The end of the world. Over.
It's not
Everything
the
is
end.
over. Up on top we go. We've got snakes. We're going to drop them.
Look at Yume here. Look where he's putting his deep observer wards. It shows exactly where they want to fight next on Empire. They really want to fight around this mid lane now and just take the next tier 1.
I mean, this is what Empire are doing. They've just been going around assassinating towers, you know. They get the vision. But,
They have the vision.
oh,
Stormstorm wants it.
yeah. What a player.
Radiant's middle tower is
Did you
under
see them?
attack.
He must have. Maybe he's just
No, he
gone.
didn't see them at all. It's just good game sense. He knows they've rotated over from bot lane towards the mid lane. So
Stormer playing the Storm God. What could be more fitting? Probably
Bang
Storm
Zeus.
Spirit.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I mean, who's really more in charge of the Storm? Zeus or
Razor.
Razor? Yeah, true. Razor, probably.
There's a charge on Waga, but he knows he's charged.
He does, and he's going to have to be pretty legit with his Dark Pack. Yep, there we go. Had a surprisingly long time to see him there. And pounces out of vision, and Yume is left wanting.
Yeah.
Wet,
If Yume was
wanting,
level
and
10,
wanting.
if Yume was level 10 there and had the night vision talent, he would have hit him with the nether strike still, but unfortunately lost the vision.
It's sad. Have we got all of the good night vision heroes in the game except Nightstalk?
Spirit
And
Breaker, Luna, Slat.
Slardar's got good night vision, doesn't he?
Wyvern has a night vision talent.
Does he?
Yeah. Level 15, I think it is.
Today I learned.
I think it's 500 night vision or 350 health.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
But nobody picks Wyvern, so who cares?
Yeah, true.
Actually, no, some people do. That hero's not too bad at the moment. Seen
Yeah.
a bit of a resurgence.
He can sometimes be picked up as a budget warlock.
Budget Warlock. It's
Heals
a shame that
from
all
lane.
position 5s are seen as a budget Warlock, isn't it?
Is rather well. Cube is if this is going to run out, goes on Naive, but Naive's so quick on that win run button. I don't think Cube would have got it anyway. Comes Chew. Spike does land maximum range there, but it's just a bit of harass on Cube's part. However,
Cube.
charge that onto Eskil, gets one bash,
Oh,
hooks up the ulti. It actually looked like he cancelled it before Eskil actually pounced there. He was just trying to
Yeah, he
take it out.
Yeah, he's just baiting out a leap charge. Cube really needs Blink on this Tiny now to be effective. He's kind of in that weird point of position 4 Tiny where he's kind of just running around, not really sure what he needs to be doing at this point. He can't just walk into the middle of the fight.
While Yumi is kind of charging things around, just doing his thing. No, it's again falling into this very aggressive laning stage, and then it kind of falls into a quieter mid game. But for once, I actually feel like it's Empire who need to be taking the initiative now. So let's see how they try it. Let's see how they play it.
Empire have the Master Madness on the Luna, and Chappie's building BKB next, so that's
RP.
going to be their go time.
Throwing up the Slark onto the high ground, which is not where Naive was, so a very questionable keyword there. Now, well, holding Naive back, just trying to get Wagga out of this one, but in comes Yume with the ultimate. Wagga just trying to get himself away, but he doesn't have anything less. He got the Shadow Amulet, and he pulled it
Oh.
off. Looks like he might actually escape this one. Dodges the shockwave. Now coming back in. Wagamama making the plays, and Stormstormer showing up to this fight as they take down both the Spirit Breaker and the Magnus.
Yeah, if you don't focus this Zeus at the start of the fight, he does so much damage because he has this Veil as well. There's so much magic damage coming through from him, and he's just spending like 800, 900 mana just doing whatever he wants in that fight. But Empire really don't want to fight while this Luna doesn't have BKB. She's about 1,000 gold away, so not long to go, but I don't know why they're forcing fights before she has that.
I mean, you've always got to be looking for these pickoffs, but when a pickoff becomes a team fight at this stage in the game, yeah, Empire just want no part of it.
Like, Mag hasn't farmed at all, it feels like, in the last 5 minutes or so. He got that Hood, like Hood Arcane Boot Soul Ring, and then he's been sitting on the same amount of gold for a little while. He really needs that Blink on the Mag to force fights and to counter-initiate.
So, 8.4k net worth on Chappie. 7.5 on the Zeus and 6.6 on the... So you kind of got this 1-2-3 situation where the Luna is the leader of the game, but then in positions 2 and 3 you got two LOTV heroes, so it's kind of pretty even still. And you know, I mean, just looking at this net worth chart, this is the most even game we've had so far, despite Empire being briefly ahead, but no longer. Now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And Cube has his blink now as well, so you see he's just got the Moonlight Shadow on and he was smoked up.
Oh, under the tower, they will go for it with the magic damage, but it doesn't seem to be enough. And Naive just wind runs away from that one. She is so quick on these.
Naive's in trouble.
Yeah, Wagger's going for it. No more wind run means no more escape. Nice heads-up play from Wagger there. Now Yume, well, he'll get the ultimate off, and now with the finger as well, but Wagger has the ultimate. Trying to get himself out of this one. He doesn't have the Shadow Blade, running out of escape items, but if you can get out of view, he is pretty much safe, and now Stormstormer comes in with the lightning. Now a yours as well, and hey, here comes Wagamama once again, and they find the kill onto Yume. The cow goes down, and they will all be eating burgers tonight. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Magnus is trying to push it in, but Cube is there with his big old brush. Sweep up those creeps. Save the tower. And now we get some snakes, so I actually really like the Shadow Shaman pickup for LOTV this game, because I feel like in previous games they were struggling to pressure the towers. Snakes is a nice spell which you can just shove down and be like, look, we're taking this tower now, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, that's the best thing about the Shaman picks that we saw before. It used to be first picked all the time, was when you draft in Dota, you really want a way of taking objectives. And when you can pick a position 5 with such good lockdown and can force fights and take objectives, you basically tick so many boxes at the start of your draft when you've only picked one hero.
Why doesn't everybody pick Shaman?
Because it's very bad in dueling.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Easy.
He's going Ags first on the Shaman as well, so they really are focusing around those wards. I mean, Glimmer Cape might have been okay.
Yume? Not sure that was a charge you wanted to cancel. I didn't think he realised that Wagger was right there, and with kind of reminds me of when someone comes around a corner in a cartoon and someone else is waiting there with like a shovel or a plank of wood.
I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't. The Stormstormer making plays.
Line.
Oh, S-skill. Brave. Brave. Can they get the last bit of damage onto Chappie? They certainly can. That was worth it. They even get out an RP for it.
The Lion walked down the lane and went to go and stun somebody. Zeus just veiled, lightning bolted, chain lightning, arc lightning, sorry, and then just ulted and the Lion died. 3 spells when he was gone.
Ouch.
Lion is getting closer to Blink though as well. I just feel like Empire are just giving away some silly kills at the moment that they don't really need to be giving away. They just need to group up as 5, get this... Yeah, I was going to say get the mag Blink. He does have it now. I'll just use their big team fight spells together.
I know there's a delay, but the chat are rioting because they want you to say... I've just had my eye on the chat a little bit on the side there. My second screen. They've been rioting. They want you to say, oh my word.
Chat doesn't know that I have to tell people this every time. Like I get PTSD, right? Whenever someone says, oh my word now. Oh, top lane.
Jew just gets annihilated by Wagger and Cube. There's a Spirit Breaker coming in, but not happy. Anyway, please continue. Tell us about the word.
Yeah, I huddle up in a corner in a ball and just rock. That's how I go to sleep because I still get nightmares at night. Very sad.
Gotta give the fan service thing.
There's not been an oh my word moment this, no.
Okay, well if there is, then I expect it. I expect it.
All right.
We've got a Magnus in the game, so I'm fine.
I was gonna say the big 5-man RP. It'll come out then. Don't worry.
Right. You guys, you got to go and root for Magnus then, even if you're a Wagger fan.
Do Empire have any fans now that they've changed roster?
Of course they do. They got a Twitter guy.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, their Twitter guy's the best.
Exactly. They'll always have fans because of that dude.
You got no fans.
Kind of funny. They're like, for the past year, they've been like 5 out of 5 on social media and kind of like 1 out of 5 at Dota. Probably a little bit harsh. I'm not very good at moderating my words sometimes. Anyway, Tier 2 goes down. LOTV are looking pretty strong this game. Would you say so?
Yeah, they're looking pretty good. Wagger's in trouble though.
Uh-oh. Get out there, Wagger.
Oh, they stunned up the Luna.
They RP Clark and skewer him back, and now...
No way!
Oh, where's the vision, guys? Where's the vision? Well, they finally bring down Wagger, and now Chappie getting very low, however, and with the snakes as well. Might just be enough. Dead. The snakes are going to finish him off. Didn't get out of range, didn't respect the slippery, snaky boys, and will pay the ultimate price because of it.
The thing is, with the Shaman pick, though, whenever you drop these wards in the fights, you don't have them to push high ground. That's the main downfall of it. But, you know, they kill the Luna, and they're really upsetting the Luna, who really wants to just be farming away at this point, I would say, because Empire don't seem to be wanting to take fights.
One time they take down Wagger, and it's totally worth it. And What do you do now if you're Empire? Is it time to get out Shadow Blades? The Shadow Amulets?
They have to get on top of the Zeus. Like, somebody has to try and get on top of him and kill him off, because at the moment he's doing whatever he wants in these fights, and you can't just let a Zeus freely cast spells on you. Like, he has Blink Yules as well. It's difficult, but you have to find a way.
He also needs sight.
Dire's middle
I do. That's true.
The fact that the Slug was able to survive for so long there, under everybody because of the Moonlight Shadow, was pretty bonkers.
Lion really wants this Blink as well. It feels like he's been building towards this Blink for ages, but isn't quite getting there. They're all running towards the Shaman, and yeah, they see where the Spirit Breaker is. He might be in trouble here.
Yeah, Cube comes in. They have the toss available. Do they? Yeah, he does. Here comes S-Skill. Trying to deal the damage. The arrow, well, the shackles, sorry, everything finishes him off. Naive is in this as well. Not sure Naive wants to be in this.
Like, this is just really such sloppy play for Empire. They're just giving away silly kills over and over again.
Yeah, I feel like the team could be even... there could be some... Are
they going to disband already? After one series?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Pepe hands. Like,
They
Chappie
came
has
so
BKB... Chappie has built BKB to take team fights, and they're not taking team fights. They're trying to find pickoffs, and they struggle really hard to find one kill, and then Zeus turns up and just clears them up.
I mean, they did take a team fight earlier and it went horribly wrong. They nearly got down the nice lightning bolt from Stormstormer. Got a dust thrown out for good measure. Don't have any fight between them.
Cube and Stormstorm are just holding the high ground though. They're on the Zeus and Tiny. And
Afterlife just about gets out of that one. Lucky
Oh,
blink
that's close.
or a quick blink. We'll call it a quick blink.
this Magnus really needs to finish off his pipe as well. He's changed his mind and going for a Shadow Blade, but I think he needs both items, and it's going to be depending on which one he wants first.
Well, Roshan is next on the menu for LOTV, and they will drop the snakes for it. I think that was needed because their Roche is absolutely god-awful otherwise. So.
Yeah. There's no reason to not drop snakes whenever you get the chance on an objective. You can just be patient now and wait for 100 seconds.
Tiny will get caught out under the sentry. That's something.
That's okay. Like, this Axe on Shaman's going to do so much work. Look at the net worth on the two supports on either side. Like, this is where there's a huge difference between them.
Yeah, we've seen
Like,
that
the
in previous
line
games as well, between these two teams, actually, and then today.
The Lion and the Spirit Breaker just aren't really doing anything at this point in the game. Like, Lion doesn't have Blink. Spirit Breaker's charging in and just getting it cancelled every time, it feels like. And then even when he does charge onto somebody, it doesn't get cancelled. He cancels it himself anyway.
He's into the middle lane. Empire finding safety in numbers in this game, not wanting to be picked off by the sneaky Slug, constantly looking around, and the Tiny as well. Add to that the global presence of the Zeus, and pickoffs seem very scary.
Yeah, when he gets this Nimbus as well, it's going to be even harder for Empire. He's about, 1,300 away or so. It's looking okay. Oh, Spirit Breaker.
Here, it's Yumi. He's got the charge, which he times very nicely.
Oh, the toss!
Oh, the toss, and now Stormstormer's there as well to bring down the thunderous applause.
Like, that's like 1,500 range toss there. That was big. Just because he uses it while he's charging.
Go,
Great.
little Slug, fly!
See Stormstormer using his lightning bolt here to try and deward. Unfortunately, he didn't check the high ground where he would have got one, but there you go. Gets on here. Looking pretty good.
Is waiting though. He's positioning himself for the big man RPs.
A big one-man RP.
Yeah, unfortunately, I feel like it's going to be very common this game because they need to lock down the Zeus and the Slug so badly that. And what do they have for lockdown other than the Lion?
Yeah, Empire just holding the high ground here. They're very scared to walk towards LOTV.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
So I actually didn't commit to the tier 2 mid. A little bit worried that maybe Empire had smoked up after the Zeus ult, maybe. With Stormstormer coming up towards the Sag, so I don't think they need to try and force
in trouble here. Doesn't land the shackle, but the Hex is out, and the finger as well. They'll finish off S-Skill. Now, do they want to take this fight? Snake's dropped onto the
Shackle!
low ground. Beautiful shackle onto the Luna. Chappie's in trouble. She pops a BKB, but Wagger's just doing the damage here, and they will bring him down. Now, into the main of the fight we go. Afterlife did ORP the Zeus. Can they bring him down? They can't even finish off the Zeus. Mag's going to get brought down as well. It's a double kill for Cube. It's every hero dead on the side of Empire as LOTV take another fantastic fight and look towards their middle lane.
As soon as that Axe Serpent Wall goes down, the fight's just over. Like, you can't fight into those. The loser's just sitting on the high ground, gets shackled, can't get a BKB off, and she's taking so much damage from them. It's unreal. Like, they're hitting 2 targets at once.
That was a BKB. That was a 10-second BKB on the Windrunner. That was a 10-second BKB. Well, sorry, 9-second BKB on the Luna. Admittedly, she was took most of the damage before the BKB went off. Still, though, you know, these are big items which Empire are pulling out that it just didn't work against LOTV in this fight.
This is not looking good. Slark has 19 stacks. He actually picked up a basher in that fight, and just as the Windrunner was about to get away, he bashed her up. So that was pretty fortunate.
Yep, he got off on the Luna before she could turn around with the BKB and start doing damage as well. So BKB
right. So what I've learned today, Nomad, is that CM is back and
Yes.
Shaman is back.
Yes, and Tiny is back.
And Tiny's back. No, Tiny's not back.
Why not?
No.
Tiny's making
Keeps-
the plays, dude.
Cube's just a god. I'm sure that's
Oh, okay.
that's
Yeah.
what it comes down to. I feel like Empire are going to be kicking themselves after this game, though. I think this would be a good one for them to go back and watch and learn from. Like they are a new roster, so they will they will have things to improve on. I feel like their communication and their map presence and control will be something that's talked about after this game.
Wagger's searching. He's still got this Aegis. He finds Chappie. This is the big target, and with that Nimbus, well, they'll force out that BKB.
Like, you force out a BKB for a 30-second cooldown on a Nimbus. Just
Yeah.
completely worth.
Less than ideal, some might say. Less than ideal. Ultimate, just to check they're still in base. Check that Stormstorm is safe to go for these bounty runes. And, Survey says yes.
He says, yeah. I'm not sure how they come back into this game, honestly. On Empire, they need a complete one-way combo fight.
The RP. This is what they're going for.
You know, have you ever played a pub where you're so far in front you feel bad for the opponents, right? So you're like playing against these big AoE spells, and so you say group up for RP or group up for Black Hole. That's what LOTV need to do now.
Okay, just give them a chance.
Yeah, give them a
I'm
chance.
not sure that quite applies in competitive.
Yeah, it's fine.
But LOTV seem to be completely aware that there's a smoke going on. I think they're just reading very well as they put Wagger on the front lines with the Shadow Blade. They know what's up.
They're just holding the high ground as well. It's so difficult for Magnus to just walk up to that and get an RP when he doesn't see anybody before, and they have the high ground advantage on LOTV. So that's why you see them holding their own high ground there around the rune, but unfortunately nobody walks up. There's an MKB on the Slark as well. This Luna's Butterfly suddenly, you know, even if she does get one, it just doesn't mean anything. It's so good against the Windrunner as well. Not looking good, it has to be said.
No,
I feel like
the
they can
forecast is grey.
If they want to be really patient as well on LOTV, they can just wait for the second rush. Like, there's no rush for them here. But they have Sharpened Wards to be able to force fights. I don't think they should be too worried.
Yep. Look at this line of sentries that's been made by Chu here.
Oh!
Okay. That's my boy Eskil doing his thing. You know, 10-second BKBs for the boys.
Do you know, he wouldn't have done that, but when he met me, when he met me and you in Germany, that's what we taught him.
Yeah.
Just BKB for
we
no
learned
reason.
a lot from him, and he's learnt a lot from us, and this is one of those things.
It's the power play, dude.
Absolutely. That dominance.
Yeah, exactly.
And now, you see now what happens when they go into the fight. Wow. That was a big
Is that the position for...
Tiny,
Oh!
yeah. Oh, Afterlife doesn't find him. Yep. What a player.
I mean, there was a
Just
Thunder
keep
Gods rather than a
things.
Nimbus, but the fact that the Tiny can just do that wherever he wants on the map is... You see where Empire are at the moment. They're all just in their base because they are very scared of going anywhere on the map at this point in time.
Yep. Even more so after witnessing that carnage.
Like, all the vision they have, they just don't see anybody at this point in time. There's 3 wards in a row around the Roche, like in their own top jungle, that just don't see anything. So they can't leave their base because they don't know where LOTV are.
Well, Empire, I mean, it's their debut series, you know, you can't be too harsh on them, but it did feel that this game was, as well as LOTV playing bad, you know, there were just a lot of pickoffs which LOTV got, which shouldn't have really happened because Empire were just a little bit too brash, a little bit too bold with their positioning earlier on in the game. I'm not talking about now, I'm talking about like in the just post-laning phase. Do you agree?
I agree. But it looks like LOTV are just waiting for the second Roche now, like I mentioned. I think they're just being very patient, which is probably the right play. But it's so boring, dude. Come on. Action.
Afterlife's gonna do it. He's gonna change everything. Just the dream RP is gonna come out. You wait. Roshan. Oh, 5-second respawn on Roshan. Wow.
This really favours LOTV.
No, no.
I was going to say, hopefully just leaves.
No.
And he's like, oh.
I like the way he went and dipped his head back in once, but didn't do it twice. Ooh. I was just watching Yume go on a wild adventure. Charge a creep, which immediately died, and he immediately did a 180 and spun back around in the space of like a second.
Yeah, this Spirit Breaker pick just hasn't worked this game at all. Very sad.
It seldom does these days, unfortunately, my dear boy. It seldom does.
It's a very good hero, I think, but not into every draft. And it feels like they picked it just for the Slark.
I can scout out Roshan, they still don't know it's up.
Come on, guys. Pop your head in. Both teams just are going to group up around this Roche pit now. I think if Empire lose this Roche fight, the game's basically just over.
You know what they need?
They're 21k behind.
They need Yume to put the Roche times in all chat again for them.
Shall I ask him?
Probably
I'll
not.
just ask him now in all chat for the game.
Imagine that would break some professional rules.
No, it's fine. I'm not professional, it's fine.
Some organisers love a bit of banter in the all chat.
Please no.
Poverty just waiting on the high ground. He's got this blink dagger. He's got his axe. I do it. Oh, Roshan is up. There we go. They see it. They know the information is had, and they can go and finish out this game. Perhaps.
Honestly, I think they just put the Shaman ones down in the pit and just take it. Like, I don't think they should be worried about anything. Like the Mag, well, they have to be worried about the Mag RP.
RP and Luna.
Luna's not doing anything. Like, she has SMY Pike.
I know, but she's top of the net worth chart. She's got items. 35 minutes. She's got items.
Yeah, but they have answers to the Luna because of the Slark Shadow Dance. They've got the Serpent Wards. Who's hitting the Serpent Wards on the side of Empire? Nobody. That's the answer. And the Shaman's almost level 20 as well, so when he gets...
Mag running in here, finds a Shaman and immediately getting hexed, however, this isn't the fight. And look at these wards up onto the high ground by the TV. And they're also able to take Yume on the backlines as well, so 2 kills, easy as that.
I wish I could tell you what that Mag just did. But he just blinked in, looked like he really wanted to skewer him out, and then just didn't cast skewer.
Yeah.
I just stood there for 2 seconds. That was weird.
Get hexed. Well,
Cackle. Keep Roche controls.
Yep, it is going to be a quick Roshan. Meanwhile, Cute goes and gets a solo kill onto Chu. That is 3 heroes on the side of Empire, and I think LOTV can this one.
So now there's all 5 of the heroes ahead of the Magnus in net worth as well. 27k net worth lead at 36 minutes. But I don't understand why they've picked a Magnus and then picked 2 range cores that don't benefit from the Empower as well, because this would have worked. They'd have picked something that could have split the map up and really taken advantage of it, like we usually see like an Ember or something like that. But they haven't been able to farm up effectively with the Empower because they just don't have anybody that can.
You want to know the real reason why LOTV are winning?
Why?
I don't think you understand, Wagamama literally changed my life. Like, the $2,000 I spent attending his bootcamp was an investment in a vision of myself as a better player. I'll never forget his parting words to me. Your 5 minutes is up. Please send in the next guy. That's the reason why LOTV are doing this. They're able to beat the teams such as Empire.
Death to memes. I wasn't Lizard a coach at that as well? I think he was. He was. Yeah.
Our boy Lizard get his fingers in many pies.
Oh god.
Game 1's not a decent team.
Oh. Oh.
What? That wasn't a burn. I was just saying that.
Come on, man.
Lizard deserves a decent team, is all.
You're trying to say he can't get a decent team? That's so rude.
You're misinterpreting my words.
Stormstorm's just walking up to the high ground by himself here. IDC. He is level 25 as well, so with the arc lightning damage, he does so much. Oh, they scout out the Luna TPing. Run, Luna!
No, and they get her with the Hex. Shadow Shaman is here. In comes Wago, though. Nice quick Hex from Chu. Gotta keep Wago knocked down for a while, and they get the return kill onto the TV. So maybe making something happen here, but no, never mind. Chappie gets quickly destroyed. And now they're going to find Chu as well. Beautiful blink, and they find the Lion as well. How did Q know? What a jump. Meanwhile, Eskill deals with Yume on the backline, so yeah. Alright. I think this game is over.
Luna has buyback, but like they still have Shaman wards, and they haven't even used them on Tiny Towers yet. But when they pushed the mid lane, that was without Shaman wards. Are you ready for this? They've got the plus max 1 HP as well.
Ready. Let's see it. Oh, beautiful Yule's arrow come onto the RP
Oh,
is out. Oh dear. Well, the snakes are dropped. It doesn't do anything. They'll skewer him back, but Naive is already down. And Afterlife inside his own base, torn apart. Chappie, what you gonna do? Absolutely nothing. GG is cool. Disconnects are had. The game is over, and LOTV have won the series.
I tried to make that last fight interesting, but it didn't really work.
I was just honest.
It happens. I mean, as soon as they get picked off there at the end Empire, they just lose the game. It was unfortunate. And it was a great play by the Zeus there to use the scouting Thunder God's Wrath to use the Nimbus to cancel the TP of the Luna. That was pretty big, which allowed for the pick in the first place.
Game securing play in the end. It's very, very big. I'd have to say, well played by LeftOneTV in the end. You know, just using their skills, using their heroes, and using the power of team play to get through in the end. And defeat Team Empire, which could be considered better players, but definitely a new team. Still struggling to find their feet a little bit, but, you know, literally the first series they played as a new team, so got to cut them some slack, and they did play well. They took a game of LeftOneTV, which is a team which has been playing together for quite a long time, so should be happy with their performance today, and I see a lot of potential in this new Team Empire team.
Yeah, not enough Shadow Amulets. That's my analysis, unfortunately. It's not enough Shadow Amulets.
Oh man, will Chappie ever live it down? Who knows?
No,
probably not.
I hope he doesn't.
I mean,
stop ruining people's
too many
pubs.
pub games.
Yeah, stop ruining people's pubs. Thank you.
Alrighty, well, that is it from us. My name's been Nomad. He's been Mo Farah. If you enjoyed the cast, then please follow us on Twitter. I'll throw it in the chat. But we are going to say goodbye. Any parting words, no, Mr. Mo?
No, I think that was it's a decent series. It's nice to see a new roster from Empire, but unfortunately it didn't work. And shout out to Eskill for
carrying the games. Kind of.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll see you next time. Goodbye.